Welcome to another edition of the Worst Case Scenario. I'm Bill. I'm here with D'Lo. I'm here with Bennett. Guys, say what's up.
What's up? What's up?
Hey! We're here to talk NFL divisions, baby. We're talking about the NFC, the AFC, the West, the North, the South, and the East. And we're here to break it down because in just a few days, we got the season starting.
Yep, the season opener is coming up on us real quick, guys.
Oh, my God. Ain't you so fucking ready? Ain't you so fucking ready?
Yeah, we've missed it, man, for
ready.
sure. I mean, me and Phil got baseball to hold us over through the off season, but man, it's there's nothing like football season for sure.
Nothing like football.
Yeah,
Nothing
like football. So, all right, let's get this party started, guys. We'll do this one on the well, actually, since we're live, we can do all of them. So we'll start with the AFC. We'll go ahead and start with the AFC North. We're gonna go with who we think's gonna finish first.
Holy shit! Hold the fuck on. AFC North, man. Goddamn, ain't that been controlled by the Steelers?
Well, I mean, I don't know that they Baltimore's actually won the division, I think, and then I think Cincinnati won it a couple years back, but the Steelers just haven't had a losing record.
Let's break this shit down where we can reverse and reverse.
Sounds good. So tell me who you think is going to be the division winner in the North, Bennett.
Cleveland.
All right, man. That's a
stir on that.
All right.
And why?
And why? Yeah. What do you think? Deshaun Watson's going to revive his career?
I just think they got so many things in place. They've been training and planning for and drafting for the last 4 years.
No, yeah, man. I mean,
offense, defense.
They got receivers. They got Jerry Jeudy. They got Amari Cooper. They got fucking.
On paper, it looks like they should, but it has the last couple of years, and it hasn't. If you ask me, I still would say it's the Baltimore Ravens.
I tend to agree. I think it's a close running right now with Baltimore and Cincinnati. I'm just not convinced. I have a hard time being convinced that either Lamar Jackson or fucking Burrow is going to make it through a season, man. Like, both guys have got it right.
Well, if you're throwing that in there, you got to throw Watson in too.
Well, Watson, my thing about Watson is he could be benched by the end of the season. The only thing that's hurting them from benching him is that they got to pay him so much fucking money. But from the way he's played the last time he was on the field, he could end up being benched. I mean, Flacco outplayed him when he came in last year. You know
Flacco outplayed everybody.
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh don't have a
goddamn Flacco.
No, yeah. Pittsburgh's got Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, so basically they don't have a quarterback. So, I'm agree. You know, I agree with Phil. I think it's probably going to be Baltimore. Yeah. I'm picking Cincinnati to be second in the division.
Let's do numbers.
I think Baltimore's probably going to win 13-ish games.
At 13-6.
Okay, and then I figure Cincinnati will probably be 10 to 11 wins. I think Pittsburgh's going to be under 500 this year, and I'm not confident in the Browns either, man. So
you think they're like under 8?
Maybe 9-8, something along those lines. So I'm picking Cleveland for third, and then Pittsburgh for fourth.
Okay, I go Cleveland. Surprise! Like 17-2.
Wow, Jesus Christ!
Did you say 17-2?
Yeah, you did.
It can't be 17.
No, that's 19 games. But
15-2. Then
15-2.
There you
go. That's.
Damn, that's a shock.
Go ahead. And now a second one?
So who do you think is going to come second in the North?
I think the Bengals are going to struggle with the Ravens are always good, and I think the Bengals are going to struggle with injuries.
Okay, yep. So you think the Ravens will probably take second in the division?
Yeah. I think mediocre. 10-7.
10-7. Okay, and so you're probably figuring Cincinnati, even though they're struggling with injuries, you probably figure Cincinnati third.
No,
Pittsburgh
9-8.
For who?
For Cincinnati.
9-8 for Cincinnati, and then what about Pittsburgh?
They're going to drop.
Yeah, I think so.
Whether they believe it or not, whether they like it or not, whether they got a coach or not.
Yeah, I agree.
6-11.
Yeah, that sounds about right for Pittsburgh for sure, man.
I'm going to roll with. I think Ravens win it at 11-6. I think that.
What'd you say, Ravens at?
The Ravens, I think they win it at 11 wins, 6
11.
losses. I think that, man, I'll roll with, I think Cleveland, I think they finished third. So, yeah, I'll give Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati gets 10 wins, so 10-7. I see the Cleveland going 9-8. And I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers finish at 4 wins and what's that give them? 4 wins and 17, so 13 losses.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, and that would be a huge fall off for Pittsburgh. But
They are.
we all tend to. Yeah, no, I agree, and I could foresee them actually trading away George Pickens this season. I definitely think they're going to hold on to T.J. Watt. He's a franchise guy on the defense, so you don't let a guy like that go. So, but anyway, so me and Phil agree that we think it's going to be Baltimore. Bennett went with Cleveland. We all think that the Pittsburgh's going to round out the division. They're going to be at the bottom. So, all right, guys, let's go ahead and move on to the AFC South. This is Indy, Houston. You know, Houston was the surprise team last year, man. They came out of nowhere. Nobody expected C.J. Stroud to blow up like he did and things like that. So, you know, and they've done nothing but add talent this offseason. They added Stephon Diggs, shit like that. So if they were good last year, they should only get better this year. Bennett, what do you think, bud? What do you think about the AFC South?
It's going to be a really tough division. I think it's going to be a hard fought. I think it's going to be a close record. I think 11-7, 11-7, 10-6, something like that. With the Colts, Texans.
Tennessee and Jacksonville.
No, not Tennessee. God damn. No,
I'm just saying. I thought you were naming the teams off in the division. I didn't know what I didn't know you were lining them up in order. Okay.
Titans are good. They'll get their due.
Do you?
No, so probably a couple games.
Do you expect Will Levis to have a better season than what's old boy's name in Jacksonville?
Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. Do you expect Will Levis to have a better season than Lawrence? No? Okay. All right.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. I think that Houston's going to run away with the division. They should, because on paper, that offense is high powered. You have you got 4 receivers. You got Schultz at tight end. You got Damian Pierce at running back, but Mixon coming in.
Mixon coming in. Yeah.
That they have a chance to put up a lot of points this year, and I think that they're going to run away. I mean, if we were talking about a team, I'm looking at 12.
Well, and nobody's talking about how they solidified the defense. They added Danielle Hunter, dude. He's coming off of almost a 20-sack season in Minnesota last year. Like, I mean, you're adding guys that are impact players, dude, and so. You know, that defense should be more locked down this year. And so if Stroud's putting up the kind of points that he did last year, and then that defense is locking them down, I mean, they're going to be fucking good, man. Houston's going to be solid. So, So you're picking Houston to win the division again?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you said Indy in second?
Yeah.
And what?
My mind with Indy is Richardson.
That's right.
Indy goes as far as Richardson stays healthy.
But the Colts signed Flacco as their backup.
People are really big on him and really low on him.
Well,
he did.
Dude, he didn't play a lot in college because of injury, and then now he comes into the league and he gets injured his first year.
He got injured multiple games. I don't know how many did he play, considering how many did he finish. He only played a short amount of games. 4 or 5 games.
I think it was 4 or 5.
But I think he got injured in like 2 or 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just one of those things where if Richardson comes out and plays lights out, I think the whole thing with him is can he read the defense, because he's looking one way, and as soon as that guy is covered up, he's taking off running, and that's causing him to get hurt. So he's going to have to learn how to stay back in the pocket and throw the ball. If he does that, I believe that Indy can go far. If he gets hurt and he's out, Indy's going to struggle to win 4 or 5 games.
Well, I mean, you say that, but like I said, do you think that Flacco is an upgrade to Minshew? because Flacco played good last year.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying with that, but Flacco is I think he's going to be 41 years old this year. No,
so is Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, man.
Nobody's saying at least Aaron Rodgers is a little bit more mobile than Flacco. Flacco is a statue back there.
Yeah,
yes, he did well. He did well when he stepped in last year. I like Gardner Minshew. I think he's going to.
I've always liked Minshew.
I'll take it easy. I'm not the one to fucking vote for Flacco, but was not Flacco like the best quarterback
last year for like 6 weeks? Yeah. For 6 weeks, he killed it, man.
With a team that team is stacked around it, they are more stacked than what the Indianapolis Colts are right now. Yeah. Colts lost their. They got the running back.
The Ravens didn't have a fucking outstanding fucking cast of a receiver.
No, they don't. No, they didn't. But he wasn't with the Ravens last year. First of all,
it was the Browns. Yeah.
They didn't have an outstanding.
Yes, they do.
They had Amari Cooper. They had Donovan Peoples-Jones. They had
the dude from the Jets moved over there, and they just added Judy to that cast there. They do have talent there. They have I can never say his name. The tight end.
Njoku.
Njoku. Yeah, I was gonna say Smith and Jigba, but that's
Chubbs will be back sometime this year. He's coming back from injury, but they got Ford there. You know what I'm saying? So. When you're talking about that, Cleveland was more well, and that defense in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Now, Indy does have a pretty good defense. So, but the receivers don't pop out on paper at you. They got Pittman, but they have Josh Downs, but nothing that really like blows your mind. I think you still have Cox as one of their tight ends there, Ali Cox.
Mo Ali Cox, yeah.
So I just don't believe that if Richardson's there, yes, he can move the ball. He can work with them. If they don't, I'm telling you, they're not a 5. They're lucky to get 5 wins. That's my opinion when it comes to the Colts. So I'm going to.
So are you picking Tennessee to go number 2?
I'm picking. Yeah, I think Tennessee will go number 2. I think Levis comes out, plays well. Let's see what they do after the running back now because Tennessee lost Henry. Yeah. So he went to the Ravens.
And the thing that scares me about Tennessee is they may win a couple games out of the gate. But about halfway through the season, dude, you're going to start to see those aging receivers start to tire down. They got D-Hop, which is already hurt coming into the season. And then you got Calvin Ridley. Those are their two guys there, man. And it's like they're both old. You know, how is their body going to hold up throughout the season?
What I say is I messed up there when you asked me that question. In my eyes, I believe Houston wins the division. Mm-hmm. Second is Jacksonville. Jacksonville comes in second.
I got you.
I think because I said I believe that Houston is going to win 13 games. I think Jacksonville wins 10 games. I believe that 9 wins is what I'm saying for Tennessee. And the Colts, it's a question mark.
I mean, if you don't have any confidence that Richardson's going to stay healthy, then
I'm going to put them at 8 and 9 on the season.
I don't care if he does stay healthy. I don't think they got this guy. I watched this kid. I don't think this is a kid. You know, I don't think.
Thing is that some of the young.
I think he's a highlight reel for just being a highlight reel.
This division.
I don't think he's a highlight reel for winning games.
No, he's one of those kids.
Highlight reel for touchdowns and.
Yeah, especially when it comes to running.
You know what I'm talking
about. Yeah, absolutely.
More than any other division out there, this division, I believe, has the youngest 4 set of quarterbacks. Because you got to think, the veteran out of all of them is Lawrence. And Lawrence has been there, what's he been in there? 4 years? Will this be his 4th season? But you got Levis, who just, you know what I'm saying, he's going into his 2nd season. We got Richardson going into his 2nd season.
I mean, they kind of remind me of the NFC North. Jared Goff is the veteran there. Which Darnold will be this year because McCarthy's out. But dude, you got Love, you got Williams, and you got fucking.
They're paying Love already like he's a superstar. So I mean, dude. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, that's wild to me. All right, guys. So you guys are picking Houston to win the division. Phil's picking Tennessee to go, or no, Jacksonville to go 2nd, Tennessee 3rd, Indy 4th. What was yours? You said Houston, Indy. What about your bottom 2? Who you think is going to be out of Jacksonville and
I think Jacksonville will overtake Indy. I think Indy will finish last.
You think Indy will finish division last?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2.
With a strong record, like 7.
That's strong.
Well, I mean, I guess if your quarterback goes down, that's a strong record. You know, a lot of people, if their quarterback goes down, 4 or 5 wins is kind of what you're going to get. But I think I'm going to go Houston for the division winner. I'm going to go Jacksonville, and then I'm going to go Indy, and then Tennessee. I don't have a lot of confidence in that receiving core in Tennessee, and I'm not real confident that they're going to have a good replacement right away for Derrick Henry, and that's a big chunk coming out of their offense, you know. I think Indy will overtake Tennessee for third in the division, but so we pretty much agree on the top two.
What you got in it?
Nice, thank you. We're going to go into the AFC West, guys.
God damn it! God damn it! AFC West.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's fired up.
Yeah, he's fired up about the West, boy.
I don't want this to see. I already know this is all predetermined, and I tell you right now, I got a different way of thinking about this shit.
All right, good. I'm glad to hear that. Actually, we're going to let Bennett start off, man. Of course, you got KC, Denver, Las Vegas, and the LA Chargers.
Watch out for the Chargers. They are hidden. They are coming. They are assassins in the night. They will fuck you up. Denver. Las Vegas.
Go ahead. Put it out there.
So are you confident enough to say that the Chargers are gonna take the division?
Watch out for Jim Harbaugh, bro.
I just don't think they're there yet, man.
No, they're not there, but Jim Harbaugh is every year there.
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh, dude, you don't love Jim Harbaugh?
Oh, I think he's a great coach. Great coach.
Oh, the best coach ever.
Yeah, he's a great coach, man.
What do you think, Phil?
Well, give me your lineup first before you pass it on to Phil. So you picking the Chargers to go?
Yeah.
Chargers to win the division. You're obviously taking Kansas City to take number 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then out of Denver and Las Vegas, you're gonna take Vegas?
Yeah, we don't do Vegas and we don't do
Denver. Okay. I'm with that. That LA Chargers pick is definitely shaking things up a little bit, but I like it. So Phil, what are you gonna do on this division?
I'm gonna go ahead. I think until you take the keys to the mansion away from them, I'm still rolling with Kansas City. I think Kansas City is still a 11-12 win team. I do agree that the Chargers are on their way up. When you got Herbert, who is one of the best, but he struggled. You know what I'm saying?
And they lost both of their starting receivers this year. Mike Williams went to the Jets, and Keenan Allen's now with the Bears. Plus, Austin Eckler, a good receiving back out of the backfield, is now with Washington.
Because he seems to be high on Harbaugh as a coach.
Yeah.
NFL, it changes. NFL changes so rapidly, and it's a fast league. And we've seen Saban, we've seen these other coaches
change
come
for
out.
coaches is fast, though.
But we've seen it. What I'm saying is the game evolves so much, and it's so different from college. Now we've seen Harbaugh in the NFL, and then go to college.
Have success.
But we've seen guys try to come back into the NFL,
right?
And I think it could be a little bit of a struggle. But I'm going to go ahead and say, 10 wins for the Chargers.
Yep. Because my thing is the benefit that Harbaugh has had through this process is his brother's been in the NFL this whole time. And so he's got him to lean on and say, what's changing, as far as the game goes? What do I need to change my game, and things like that. And John Harbaugh has been a very successful coach in Baltimore. So,
but how competitive are these guys? How competitive?
Dude, they've been trading front office guys and players all off season.
You're both in the AFC. You're both only one team can go to the Super Bowl from there. You know what I'm saying? Is he going? Hey, is he going to feed him some bullshit? You know what I'm saying? Is one brother going to feed another brother some bullshit? Now, I think Las Vegas.
Would you feed me some bullshit?
No, I think Las Vegas is on the rise.
Hey, hold on, brother.
He does it on a regular.
I think Las Vegas is on the rise. I do like Gardner Minshew, but I still see them as 8-win team.
Gotcha.
And I do see Denver Broncos. John Elway had just recently come out and said that his biggest regret ever as GM was not drafting Josh Allen. And I think this year it hits him again. They drafted Bo Nix, but I believe.
And I got a lot of faith in Bo Nix. I watched a lot of his shit in college, and that kid could play ball. A lot of people said he was a system quarterback. I say bullshit.
Who's the receivers there now?
Cortland Sutton is their number one. Yeah,
3 wins for Denver this year. Might have the first round pick. Who knows? But that's how I see it. Yeah. I see it being Denver at the bottom.
And if that happens, it's going to be a shame because if one of these quarterbacks is the number one, like Shedeur Sanders or something, and Denver ends up drafting him, Bo Nix is going to get the treatment like that kid did down in Arizona. Remember when they drafted Kyler? They had drafted a kid in the first round the year before.
Yeah.
What the hell was his name? He ended up going to Miami and being on the practice squad and fucking Josh Rosen. Now, I'm not saying by any means that Nix is as shitty as Rosen, but when you draft a guy in the first round, you expect him to get a couple years to take a chance. And Arizona went with Kyler Murray the following year. So I hope Denver doesn't do that to Nix, but you never know, man. I mean, if they get the number 1 overall pick and they think somebody's going to be a franchise-changing quarterback, they're definitely going to move on it. So, all right, guys, it's time. Here you go, Phil. This is your division, buddy. We are in the AFC East, fellas.
All right. It's a big year. Aaron Rodgers, healthy. How many plays is he going to play this year? Is he going to beat out 4? I sure in the hell hope so. That team is built. That defense is a top 5 defense in the league. We added Mike Williams to be our number 2. So that's a nice combo to have. When you got Garrett Wilson, you're shaking your head over here. That's all right. You got Garrett Wilson. You got Mike Williams. I like that right there. The only thing that the Jets lack is we don't have that true number 1 tight end out there. We still got Conk. All right.
You guys signed a guy from our practice squad, Bates. You guys
grabbed But what's the most important thing that New York did? They rebuilt that offensive line. They added some young guys, but they also added veterans. We went out and got backups. That line is there to protect him. I love Breece Hall, as most people do, is he's like becoming the 2nd or 3rd running back that's taken in most drafts. And so we're like, but then we drafted 2 running backs this year alone. I'm happy with you're going to see that. And a kid named Braylon Allen, he's going to get a lot of playing time behind Breece Hall. I'm telling you, man, I'm not going to go ridiculous with it. I see the Jets getting 11 wins this year. I see them winning the AFC East. I see Buffalo also winning 11 games, but the Jets edging them out.
So you're saying that the Jets are going to take the
AFC East with 11 games. Buffalo has 11.
Yeah, but they're going to take the tiebreaker between. Yes. I see.
Miami is going to finish with 10 wins, while New England 3 wins.
Okay,
year.
so in saying that, do you see 3 teams going to the playoffs out of the East this year?
Well, when you look at the records that I already said, it's going to be a dogfight.
I mean, they would have to win some tiebreakers over, other teams in the AFC, but at the same time,
I think that the Dolphins just end up missing out.
Okay.
But possibly they could get in, but I do see the Buffalo Bills, I see the New York Jets making the playoffs, and finally the Jets ending this longest streak in the North American sports. I'm not sure about soccer, MLS. I don't know what theirs is, but I do see them advancing, and I know you guys probably won't see that, but go ahead, Bennett, before you pass.
Yeah, Bennett. Before we lose Bennett here, I want to know his take. We're through that. We're getting through the AFC, so I want to go ahead and get his take on this last division. Who you think is going to win the AFC East, bub? You think it's going to be Buffalo? You think it's going to be the Jets?
Tough. That's a strong division.
It's a very strong division for sure. Very strong division. And a lot of it's always, of course, going to depend on what Aaron Rodgers does. I mean, if Rodgers comes out and goes down with an injury, whatever it is, the Jets season's pretty much in shambles, man. I mean, they got Tyrod Taylor back there, but
better than what? I mean,
everybody knows that
live and die by.
Yeah, you live and die by your starting quarterback, man.
All right. Hit me another one. Here we go. So what do you say on there? Do you have the answer, or are you fucking out of it already?
You're out of it.
Tell them what's the record's going to be.
Piece of shit. And everything I know from AFC. What we talk about? East. Yeah.
Yes. Who wins the division?
Buffalo.
What's the record?
14-3.
All right. Who's second?
I hate to say it. Really do.
Who? You putting the Jets second?
Yeah.
What's the record?
It's 12-7. They're making the playoffs.
12-6.
12-7, man.
No, there's
12-6. That's 18. There's only 17 games.
but there's 18 weeks, isn't there?
12-5.
Yeah, it's 5 weeks. So.
Yeah.
12-5,
Oh, so yeah.
12-5.
12-5, yeah.
Who? Third Dolphins then?
Yeah, Dolphins. Right behind.
How many wins?
10.
All right. And then how many wins for New England?
4.
4. All right.
They suck.
Yeah.
They
You
do
like me
suck.
Red Bull, man.
They do suck. What do you need Red Bull for? Because
Because
last person motherfucker told you that New England sucks.
All right, so you're picking Buffalo, the Jets, Miami, and New England, right? Got you. I'm pretty much picking the same thing as what Bennett just said. I think the Jets will be much improved, and I really do think they're going to break that streak. I think they're going to get into the playoffs this year as the number 2 team. I just don't think they're going to be able to overtake Buffalo, which it's a toss-up, man, because Buffalo lost Diggs. Buffalo, I mean, there's a lot of question marks with Buffalo right now. Is their window closing is what a lot of people are saying. And so, yeah, I agree with these guys. We're going
the Jets were. I didn't hear that.
I picked the Jets to go number 2 in the division, but definitely to get in the playoffs.
How many wins?
I'll go 11 wins. I'll go.
I said 11.
You said 11 for the Jets. I'll go 11 wins for the Jets, and I'll go 12 for Buffalo.
Disappoint us every year. They disappoint us every year.
Who?
Every fucking year, the Jets.
Well, I mean, that we buy into some of the shit that Phil tells us, and
I'm not buying any shit. I'm not buying into this team. Like, they actually got a good player. They got a good team.
So yeah, I'm going with the Jets number 2. But I don't think Miami's going to be far behind, man. And I think that if the cards fall right, you definitely could see 3 teams coming out of the East into the playoffs this year. Yeah. So Miami could be a 10-win team easily. They could even be 11-win and tied with the Jets, and maybe the Jets win the tiebreaker, whatever. I'm just saying, if the cards fall right, you could see 3 teams. New England, man, they're just in bad shape.
I don't see it either.
Yeah, New England's in bad shape right now.
New England being in bad shape? It's written on it, yeah.
Oh, you see him making the playoffs?
No.
No. I keep them 3 wins. Yeah. All right. So what are we on to now?
All right, guys. We're rolling it back around. We're going into the NFC.
Shit, we made that far.
Yeah. We got through the AFC, dude. We're going into the NFC now. We'll start with you, Bubba. We'll start at the NFC East. And we got the Giants, Dallas, Philadelphia, and Washington. What do you think, bud?
Would you not believe? But I believe Cowboys, Eagles, Redskins.
So I got one. So you think Dallas is taking the division?
I think we ain't got no choice.
All right.
They're killing us with guys in free agency, man. They spent so much fucking money.
They didn't do shit this year in free agency. The only thing they got was Ezekiel and Dalvin Cook.
They lost.
CD Lamb.
No, well, they re-signed him, but he was already there. But so, I mean, what did they do in the offseason? They've got 2 old-ass running backs. What did they do in the offseason that makes you think they're going to overtake Philly?
Just make me happy and close your eyes.
That sounds like some weird shit that you just said to me.
Yeah, dude.
God damn, dude. This next show is going to be To Catch a Predator with Bennett on there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be on there. To catch a fucking rookie. That's what I'm doing.
Shit. But, no, I mean, so why do you think Dallas is going to overtake Philly?
I said they were, but I mean,
You did. You said they were going to be the division winners.
they got younger people.
Who? Philly's got the younger quarterback. They got the younger receivers. They got the young.
So go to the draft picks, you piece of shit.
Philly's got the whole Georgia football squad on their fucking taking the field.
Which is gross, by the way.
Yeah.
So was Aaron Rodgers in that draft.
Did they? Yeah. But you had already taken a quarterback, hadn't you? You took Josh Allen. So.
Yeah.
So you're saying Dallas is going to win the division. Okay. Philly coming second, I'm sure. Washington third or who's the Giants third?
Neither one.
Well, somebody's got to come in third.
Yeah, it's called the NFC North.
All right. Well, hey, you want to talk to me about it? We'll go ahead and talk about it, Dylan.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and put it once again. Still, Dallas did nothing, and Philadelphia added
Saquon Barkley.
That's already to a high-powered offense when you already had two powerful receivers, and they just traded for Dotson from Washington.
Yep.
Gives them another third receiver.
Why would Washington trade a dude like that within the division? That's silly.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me that there wasn't somebody else out there, maybe that's out on the West Coast or something, that wanted him? Like, I
agree. I think Philadelphia wins that division. I think they're going to have 12 wins. I think Dallas, man.
I'm thinking 10 on Dallas is where I'm at.
I agree. I say that's a perfect spot to say 10.
Yeah.
And then it's pretty much like at one time it looked like Washington was doing well. I know they drafted the quarterback.
Mhm.
They got him there. But, man, they got a running back down there. He's not too bad. He's not shitty.
You talking about Eckler? You talking about Eckler?
Well, they got him. But
And then they got Brian Robinson. Yeah.
So you got them guys. So it's just like I actually see them finishing third.
Gotcha.
But I think that it's a struggle. I think that they get like 7 wins. And then the Giants, it's like, what was their big pickup? They brought in a running back from
Yeah, it was one of them dudes that used to be in Buffalo. And then he ended up going to Houston, I believe, and now he's in the Giants.
Yeah, it's
he's not like a game changer name. Actually, he hasn't even been an every down back. Is it Singletary?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
4 wins. That's what I'm saying for the Giants.
Okay. Now, my question, I really agree with what Phil's saying. I think that Philadelphia, Dallas, Washington, and the Giants. Now, my question to you is, do the Giants move on from Daniel Jones after this year and swallow the rest of that contract, which will probably be about $75 million they're going to have to eat? It's huge. It's huge, dude. I mean, it's going to be massive dead money, dude. Like, You know what I'm saying? And so do they move on from Daniel Jones? Because I think he's going to end up coming out this year and probably having as many picks as he does touchdowns.
In all honesty, like, it's a coin toss. Who do you go? Do you go with Jones or do you go with DeVito?
Well,
DeVito looked good at times when he stepped in last year.
But he struggled this preseason. They kind of tried to give him a little bit of an extended time this preseason, and he struggled with second string defense.
They're going to be one of the worst teams, I believe.
Yeah, I agree. And it's sad, that's sad because I really like their coach, man. I feel like he hasn't got a fair shake. I feel like he came into the Giants with Daniel Jones already secured as their quarterback, and they said make it work with him.
Yeah.
I think he was a good offensive coach in Buffalo, and it's a shame that
who's the coach there? Is that
it's that little round dude. What's his name?
What is that dude's name? Where did he come from? He came from Buffalo.
He came from Buffalo. He was their offensive coordinator. Yeah.
I can't remember what.
I can't remember what his name is either, but I like the dude as a coach. I honestly, when he was starting to throw his name in the hat, I was like, man, I hope the Bears kind of make a run at him. But of course, he ended up going to the Giants, and it's not turned out real good for him so far. No. But dude, I mean, that's how some coaches are. You expect them to go in and be good coaches, man, and they just walk into bad situations with Brian Daboll. Yeah. And they walk into bad situations where the GM is like, no, we're sticking with this quarterback. We've already locked him in. You're going to have to make it work with him.
Yeah.
And very few are able to do that. Shanahan was able to do it with Garoppolo and shit like that, but Garoppolo spent more time off the field than he did on. Garoppolo was always injured, so Shanahan was able to use other guys. But all right, guys, we figured that one out. Moving on to the NFC West, we got the Rams, Arizona, San Francisco, and Seattle. I'm going to go ahead and hand this one over to you, Phil. First, we'll see if Bennett pops his head up through the process. Otherwise, me and Phil will finish this last three divisions out. No harm, no foul. It looks like Bennett fucking hung with us through the whole AFC, and we're very proud of that. So
we'll give him credit for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, what do you think in the West, bud? Do you think that the Rams are going to shock the world again like they did last year? Everybody, dude, you know how many professional analysts picked the Rams to go dead last year in the division, and then Puka Nacua came out of nowhere and fucking
have him paired up with the white boy there, man.
Cooper. Well, that's the question. Is Cooper Kupp still what he once was? That's the question. He
came back last year, had that ankle injury or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of slow to come on. He's had a year of off season where he could have got healthy and everything else. That has the potential to be a high-powered offense. They got Williams back? Is that who it is? That running back that stepped in last year? When
Kyron Williams or something, dude. That dude was good, man. I had him early on last year, and he ended up getting injured for me. But dude, he put up some good points in my fantasy squad.
I still think in that division, the 49ers run it. I think that the 49ers, when you got McCaffrey's running the ball there,
the weapons on that 49ers offense are stupid, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's going to be because they open the season at home against the Jets. That's going to be something right there. They have a good defense. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still 2 years in. I'm still not sold on Brock Purdy. I don't know if he's a franchise quarterback or if he's just a beneficiary of great weapons and a great coach. But
because I seen Sam Darnold come in last year and actually play pretty damn good when he had to step in, which is giving some Minnesota Viking fans hope that, hey, I know it might be false hope, but it's hope nonetheless.
Shanahan is a miracle worker with quarterbacks. I remember that one year they had literally like 4 quarterbacks go down, and they just kept plugging guys in, and they were putting up numbers every fucking time they were putting them in, dude. I'm like, who is this guy? And even 49ers fans like Ainge and Scotty and all these guys that we know, they couldn't even tell me who the fuck these guys were, and so those are straight up Niners fans, and it's just like, but yeah, I mean,
49ers, I think 49ers take it with 11, 12 victories.
Mm-hmm.
Man, from there on, it's like, what do you roll with? I mean, Arizona, I don't think they've ever bounced back from giving Murray all that money, and I don't think he's an elite. I do like their tight end there that they got.
Mm-hmm.
That dude's a strong one. He goes early in the drafts. They got Connor running the ball there now. So, I mean,
I think that it's a running back by committee. I think Connor's your short yard guy, your goal line guy. I think they have a little bit of a speedster for their main guy. It's definitely a running back by committee. This definitely isn't the years of Arizona having Anquan Bolden and Larry Fitzgerald, and things like that, and Kurt Warner slinging the ball and shit. Murray is so up and down. I don't even know if the kid can read defenses right. They said that he doesn't even really know how to study tape the way he needs to and shit like that. So, it's I picked San Francisco as a division winner.
And who'd you put second?
I think I'm going to go with the Rams, only because Seattle's got a new head coach, and you've got to figure.
Seattle was a surprise last year, right? So, I mean,
but you've got to. I mean, any coach that's not Pete Carroll and Shanahan has got to figure out a way to work with Geno Smith. Other coaches have not been able to unlock that puzzle. You know what I mean? So, Geno Smith could struggle. So I'm thinking that we're going to go Rams second, Seattle third, and Arizona fourth, man.
I agree 100%. I think that I think the Rams, I think that they do. I think they get up to
maybe 10, 11 wins.
I say 10 wins. I think that also right below them, 8-9 wins for Seattle. And then I just believe that Arizona, man, they're lucky to get 3 wins, in all honesty. So I made a little adjustment there.
Yeah.
So now what we got? We got the last.
Yep. We're gonna move. Go ahead and go to the. We're gonna go to the South first because I used your division last in the AFC. Yeah. So we'll go to the South first. This is Atlanta, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, and Carolina. Let me go ahead and start this one off, man. I really like the moves that Atlanta made this year. I think they're heading in the right direction, and I think you're going to see a lot of production out of guys like Drake London and Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts. I think all these guys are going to.
Kirk Cousins explodes.
He's a lot of yards.
Yeah. I think we're going to get a better chance to see what Pitts has. Pitts has struggled the last. His 3-4 years in the league, he's really struggled.
But he hasn't. He's been playing with Desmond Ridder his whole career, man. And it's like, dude, who the fuck is Desmond? He just got cut from the Arizona Cardinals. Couldn't even make their backup quarterback, dude. So I mean, I should tell you. So it's like, I love the moves that they made there in Atlanta. They also
Mooney. They got Mooney, former Bear.
Yeah, Darnell Mooney. Who was it that they traded for? Judon. They just traded for Judon. And he's coming in there humbled. He says, I'm going to earn my next contract and this and that. So he's not even asking for an extension there and this and that. So, but all that being said, I really, really like what Baker Mayfield did last year. It was his bounce back season. I think that he feels good with Mike Evans and Godwin on the outside. I think he's feeling comfortable with them. I'm going to pick Tampa Bay to take the division.
But is this not the weirdest division in all of football?
No, it is.
At one time, it was like whoever finished last the year before would win.
Yep.
We've also seen a team make the playoffs out of this division only because they were the division winner and they had a losing record.
Absolutely.
This division has been weird, except for that 1 year when Tampa Bay really came in and lit it when Tom Brady was down there.
And I fully expect guys like Bryce Young, I fully expect him to have a little bit of a bounce back season this year. He was a rookie last year. It was an adjustment period. I'm not saying that anything.
They don't have anything.
No, they don't have anything in Carolina, but
they added their best pickup that they got was the wide receiver from the Pittsburgh Steelers, Johnson.
Yeah, and he's going to be their number one. And Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard's going to be their.
But they drafted a guy. He was the first running back taken in the draft this year. Man, I'm just trying to remember that name. I was going to draft him.
He went early.
But he's injured right now, and I don't even know if he's going to be healthy to start out. So I think Hubbard is starting out. The thing is that Hubbard, he doesn't catch the ball. I'm saying, out of the backfield. This other guy, the rookie, he does. But like I said, he's not starting out because I think he's injured or something. So it's one of those things where
I expect Bryce Young to look better in a lot of games. I mean, there was games last season he didn't even hit 100 yards passing. I expect that he'll start to get a little bit better feel on it. I think that the new coaching regime is probably going to come in and kind of nurse him along a little bit and say, look, we understand.
So who did you pick to go first?
I'm picking Tampa Bay to win the division. I'm picking Atlanta to go number 2, and New Orleans, and then Carolina. New Orleans is a really crazy team for me because it's like, dude, they got Kamara, they got Alave or whatever his name is. They got a dude named Shaheen. What was his name? Shakir or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, they got some talent down there, bro, but Derek Carr, to me, it's just like, man, Derek Carr reminds me of his brother. For all the potential that he had, he's never living up to it. You know what I mean? Like
Shaheed down there in New Orleans.
Shaheed, you're right. Yep.
To me, I think it's Atlanta. I think Atlanta was Cousins coming there, but then how much is this?
Well, that's the thing. Like, they're really talking like Penix is giving Cousins a run for his money, but Cousins is still coming off of that Achilles tear. Like, he's not even 100% yet, dude. Yeah. So
I feel like Atlanta behind Cousins. I think that they win it. I think that once again, I don't think this division really wows. I'll say 10 wins for Atlanta. I do like Baker Mayfield down there in Tampa. I like that he took him back to the playoffs, and it was like, hey, it's not Tom Brady, but I'm Baker Mayfield. They gave him a chance after what happened.
And that's why I feel like he's so confident because he's like, they want me here. You know what I'm saying? And
I'll put Tampa Bay finishing second with 9 wins. The New Orleans thing is, who is their quarterback there?
It's Derek Carr. And they traded away their backup, which was Jameis Winston. He's now with the Browns, and they got Taysom Hill as their backup. So if Derek Carr goes down, New Orleans is fucked, dude. Because Taysom Hill is worse as a quarterback than Tim Tebow was. You know what I mean? So
I think that they will. They are one of those teams.
Oh, I'll take one of those too. Fuck yeah,
they're one of those teams. New Orleans is one of those teams. If Carr can come out and play lights out, and he's done it before. If he plays good ball and he comes out,
thank you. That's all right.
Then I believe they can get more wins. Otherwise, I'm putting New Orleans at 7 wins, and I'm putting Carolina at 2 wins.
All right.
I don't believe
2 wins.
I don't believe that.
So that would be 2 years in a row that Carolina would end up having the number 1
would it be
overall.
technically 3?
No, we had it the first year and we traded away to New Orleans or to Carolina, and we got their first round pick.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 years in a row.
Yeah, there's nothing about Carolina that wows me, or not their defense. They traded all that shit away. I think that
I think they even sent their number 1 defender to the Giants this offseason.
Yeah.
I think his name was like Brian Johnson.
It was somebody that they said they weren't going to trade him, that they traded him away.
Yep.
And he's a young player.
Yeah.
So I don't see an upside. I think they might be the worst team in the NFL. And I'm putting them at 2 wins. Man.
Okay.
So
all right. That's
bottom of it.
Yeah.
Now New Orleans can move up a notch.
That's the thing. Like with me, it's New Orleans and Atlanta could flip flop depending on how things go. And but like you said, this division's going to run tight, man. Like Tampa Bay's not going to run away with it. Atlanta's not going to run away with it. So,
well, what I'm going to Tampa Bay, like you put Tampa Bay as one. Why put Atlanta? Is the weapons?
The weapons. I understand. I just feel like
what's the weapons in Tampa?
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin.
I thought one of them left.
No, both of them are still there. Mike Evans got a new deal, and Godwin's
they're old as hell, right?
I mean, they are, but
the running back White, is that the number 1?
I think he is. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is the running back situation is not good, and I really think their defense is kind of getting old as well. So that scares me in Tampa. But like I said, I don't know about Atlanta. Atlanta's one of those teams that it's like they could have monsters on the roster, and it's just like they're bound to disappoint, you know.
Yes,
and so you know. All right, bud. We're into the fucking our division, man. The Bears, the fucking monsters of Midway. The fucking used to be the NFC Central, now it's the NFC North. Let's fucking
R. That's it sounds like you talking like you got a mouse in your pocket because it's just me and you here because we lost one of the contest.
There's a guy that also roots for the somebody in the North, but you see how he's looking right now. So, but this is my division. I'll go ahead and start this off, man. It's a crazy division, man. I mean, you got so many teams that seem to be like they're doing what they need to be doing to push themselves up. Chicago, they hope that they finally got their quarterback. They went out and made some big free agent moves. They made some big trades. I mean, they're trying to build a fucking winning culture there in Chicago. We'll see if it works out or not. Green Bay, they paid Jordan Love a massive amount of money this offseason, and I don't think it's warranted. And it's going to hamper them. Paying him that much they won't be able to go out and make any big free agent moves because they're going to be hampered by this big contract. Detroit, I can't give nothing but props to Detroit, what they've done the last few years, man. I mean, they're coming, like they are right there on the pin, but the problem is that Super Bowl window is only open for a very short amount of time. And so it's like, if Goff can't get them over the hump, it may just be a year or two before they're starting to decline. Minnesota, they're fucked right now, man. Like, I was highly surprised that Justin Jefferson didn't actually request a trade versus re-signing with them because, dude, even with McCarthy getting drafted,
he's out.
Yeah, he's out this season. You're gonna depend on Darnold in the prime of your career. You're gonna rely on Sam Darnold to help you put up good stats. I mean, I guess it don't matter if he puts up any stats now because he's got a guaranteed massive contract. So he's like, I don't give a fuck what I put up anymore. But the Vikings are going to finish last in this division. I think Green Bay is going to be third. I think the Bears take a big step forward and take second in the division. And I think that the Lions win the division with 12 wins. So I think that the Bears get to probably 9 or 10 wins. And I think that Green Bay and Minnesota are behind that, so.
I agree with you. I think that the Lions, they had that run last year. A lot of people thought, man, dude, they were going to go to their first ever Super Bowl.
Right.
And it fell short. They got an excellent team, returning most starters. I believe that they win. I think that they got 11 wins, maybe 12. I'll put it at 11. When you look at the rest, I believe that the Packers went out and they overpaid for a guy who nobody really knew much about. He came out. He had a pretty good season. I'm not saying that Love is trash, but I don't think he was worth
$230 million, I think.
4 years. I mean, that's insane. And I think now all you did was you just put all the pressure in the world on his shoulders.
Yep.
And I don't think he's going to live up to it. So in a shocking twist, I'm going to put the Bears finish second in the division. I think they're going to surprise some people. I'm going to put them at 9 wins. I'm going to put the Packers at 8 wins because everybody knows about them now. They got receivers in Green Bay, but no one's a star.
Yeah, you don't have any stars there. I mean, you got Romeo Dobbs.
I honestly believe that the Bears, if they come out and play with those they got some young players. They come out, I think that the Bears could actually push 10 wins.
And that's where I'm picking them at, 9 to 10 wins.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And just like I said in the Jets division, I'm not picking 3 teams to make the playoffs in the NFC North, but I'm saying if the cards fall right, you could see the Bears getting a playoff berth, even finishing second in the division.
I believe that.
And so, I mean, here's the thing, guys. A lot of things happen this offseason. A lot of teams' landscapes changed. I mean, you got different starting quarterbacks for several teams. You got, major players changing hands and shit like that. There's going to be some shakeups this year, man. I mean, you're going to see some things this year. Bennett calling out saying that the Chargers could win that division over Kansas City. I mean, it seems crazy, but at the same time, the Harbaugh has been known to do crazy things. I mean, he took San Francisco from the pits of hell to, they were 2 Super Bowl berths, I believe, so I think he only got 1 Super Bowl berth under him. But anyway, I'm just saying he knows how to turn a team around. So
he lost it to his brother.
Yeah. Yep. So, that's what the podcast was about today, guys. We were
the Vikings.
Oh, yep.
And I just wanted to say this because with the Vikings, they lost their quarterback.
They lost to Neil
Hunter.
Hunter.
But their running back wasn't shit. I think they actually upgraded running backs by getting Adams.
Jones, you mean?
Jones.
Yep.
From Green Bay. Once again, it always comes down in Minnesota, that offensive line, sometimes it's shaky. But you're asking a guy.
But you lost a guy that put up almost 20
Yes.
sacks last year, dude.
Yes.
And you also lost a quarterback that has been your steady force. Even though he hasn't been great in the playoffs, he's been your steady force for the last 5 years?
Yeah. With them, here's what it is. They still got 2 pretty damn good receivers in Addison and the big dog.
Jefferson.
Yes. Now, what sucks, though, is that they had lost their tight end. He's coming back. I don't think he's going to be ready week 1 in Hawkinson.
Mm-mm.
So once he comes back, they got a little firepower. They do. If Darnold could come out and not turn the ball over, Minnesota could look good, but there's the alternative of Sam Darnold could come out and play like shit.
Yes.
And if that happens, Minnesota's not winning over 5 games. And I think right now it's a struggle. I think that they're going to be at 4 or 5 wins, and that's pushing it if they don't get Hawkinson back and if Sam Darnold comes out and plays like shit. Because nobody's thinking that defense is killer there. So.
Well, and so if that ends up playing out like that, and somehow Carolina could somehow surprise a couple teams and win a couple more games than what Phil predicted, Minnesota and Carolina could be running neck and neck for that number 1 pick next year. You know what I mean? So, but I agree. I think if you're wanting to look at the worst teams in the league, possibly, I think they're all coming out of the NFC. I think the Giants, Minnesota, and Carolina are probably going to be running for the number 1 overall pick next year. And like I said, you start to wonder what would the Giants do if they got that number 1 overall pick, because they owe Jones so much money, and they're going to have to eat that dead money. But dude, if you get an opportunity at a guy that you know can lead you to some wins, you got to take advantage of it. And if you got to let Jones walk, let his ass walk, man. So, and as far as Minnesota goes, there's a reason that Sam Darnold was the number 2 overall pick at one time and has played with multiple teams now, hasn't really stuck anywhere. The dude's, I mean, he's a jobber, dude. Like he played okay. He played okay for a quarterback guru in San Francisco, but if you look at him in Carolina and shit like that, to me, he wasn't any more than a Jimmy Clausen. You know what I mean?
Clausen.
The dude that Cam Newton buried. You know what I mean? So,
Jimmy Clausen.
Yep. So, all right, guys, we made it through both conferences. That's our picks. It's going to be a great football season, guys. I mean, we're ready. I've already secured tickets for week 3 for the Bears-Colts game.
I've already secured my Sunday ticket, and we'll be watching all the Jet games. We got a lot on prime time, and I can't wait. This is a make or break it here. Either I'm going to be cheering.
Yeah, I didn't really go into that one, and we talked about the AFC East, but I'm going to say it now. If the Jets don't make the playoffs, if they don't break this streak this year and make the playoffs, you're going to see a new regime in New York next year, probably all the way from the GM down. It just, when you allowed Rodgers to come in and have the power that he's had, if you don't see results on that, you've got to turn it over, man, because they allowed Rodgers to bring in guys like Lazard. They allowed him to bring in guys like Randall Cobb, things like that, and they haven't lived up to their contract with Rodgers out. So let's see if Lazard – is he still with you guys? Yeah. Lazard?
Yeah.
So let's see if Lazard can do anything this year with Rodgers back on the field. But nobody else even wanted to take a flyer on Lazard, and the Jets did because Rodgers suggested it, man. And so it's like if you allow him to have that much power as a GM – and it doesn't work out, you got to know that your job is on the line.
I do believe that if they don't make the playoffs, I know the head coach is going to be gone, and I like the head coach, but once again, it's like you got to win. You can only – and they gave Aaron Rodgers the keys to the castle, so you got to produce. If he doesn't produce, he's going to be gone. I really do like Douglas, man. Joe Douglas, I think he's a phenomenal GM. He's made some pieces, but you got to make those pieces add up. You got to put that puzzle together. If you don't go out there and win games, you're going to lose. You're going to lose your job in the NFL. So, but thankfully, I think Rodgers stays healthy. I think he fires that team up, and I think that we make it to the playoffs, God willing. So
I believe that this is probably going to be the last year for guys like Matthew Stafford. Possibly even Aaron Rodgers, depending on how the season goes. Russell Wilson. Yeah. So you'll see some of these guys that were Super Bowl champions and things like that, possibly hanging them up at the end of the years. Flacco, yeah. Well, Flacco's he came off the couch last year, so yep. So, it's just one of those things. But you'll see guys like Stafford, and Rodgers and things possibly hanging it up after this year. So, some legends will probably start their run towards the Hall of Fame and things like that.
But we're counting down. It's Sunday. The season starts Thursday. We got games on Thursday, Friday.
Thursday, Friday, and Sunday.
Monday.
So hopefully, we can definitely get together. We can get together, some of these Sundays and do a little live podcast or something during the games and things like that.
Get Bennett to stay awake for a podcast.
Yeah, the thing about getting with Bennett is we got to get with him before he starts hammering the shooters. We caught him about mid flow this time, so we was lucky to get the time with him that we got. So anyway, guys,
this has been an edition of the Worst Case Scenario podcast. We'll see you next time.
Absolutely. Love y'all.
Peace out.